First flown in August 1978, the British Aerospace Sea Harrier is the naval derivative of the land-based Harrier. The aircraft was first tested at sea in the late 1970s on a specially adapted Tiger-class cruiser. Its capability for short or vertical takeoff and vertical landing is of critical importance for successful operations from Britain's new generation of small aircraft carriers. The takeoff run is started with the nozzles of the Rolls-Royce Pegasus turbofan facing aft. The nozzles are then turned down 50 degrees, and the Sea Harrier becomes airborne after a 500-foot run. The aircraft was deployed operationally with great success during the Falklands conflict of 1982, both providing the British task force with air cover and undertaking strikes against Argentine ground positions. Vertical landing is the safest and easiest method. A rolling approach is only used if the pilot has any fears that the thrust vectoring system has been damaged or is otherwise inoperable. The hangar offers a better working environment than the deck for maintenance crews, and about half the usual complement of 8 Sea Harriers can be worked on below at any one time. The small size of the aircraft is also of great importance during the movement below decks and on the lifts. Though vertical takeoffs are possible, as described, the Sea Harrier is best used with a rolling takeoff. This allows a useful warload of up to 8,000 pounds to be carried on 5 hardpoints. Among the changes made to the Sea Harrier from its land-based counterpart were the provision of Ferranti Blue Fox multi-mode radar and a revised cockpit suitable for air combat. During the Falklands conflict, Sea Harriers operating from the carriers Hermes and Invincible gained a kill superiority of 23-0 over conventional Argentine aircraft. The precision of the Sea Harrier's takeoff and landing are particularly useful during bad weather or at night. This is by far the most hazardous time for conventional aircraft during lengthy carrier operations. All 3 British Invincible-class carriers and those of the Spanish and Indian navies, which use Sea Harriers or their US AV-8B derivative, are now equipped with the so-called ski jump. Built up over the forward section of the flight deck, this adds extra momentum to the Sea Harrier's takeoff, helping the aircraft to rise well clear of the carrier as it goes from thrust support to wing-borne flight. The Blue Fox is a compact radar which gives the Sea Harrier a genuine air combat capability in addition to its attack and reconnaissance roles. For air combat, the Sea Harrier's main weapon is the Sidewinder missile, backed up by a pair of 30mm cannon mounted in pods under the fuselage. Flight and combat information are relayed to the pilot via the head-up display. The Sea Harrier, with its extraordinary capabilities, has shown the way in which naval air power can be deployed from modest-sized ships. Even in the nuclear age, recent events have shown that any country which needs to project its power far from its home waters must have the ability to provide both air defense and attack capabilities. Whether from the decks of the U.S. Navy's supercarriers or from the more modest platforms of other Western powers, the future of naval combat aircraft is assured until well into the next century.